Mr. Morrison, can you send in the next person, please?
Yes, Mr. Johnson.
Close the door. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Let's start by you telling me a little about yourself.
Well, my name is Jaden Stoddard. I'm 28 years of age and I'm currently finishing my bachelor's degree in animation at the University of the West Indies. Before which I attended Cromwell College, where I won many national animation competitions as well as received distinctions in computer science. So I'm planning on graduating from the university in spring of 2018, and I'm hoping on becoming an assistant animator thereafter. So my long-term plans are to further my skills and become a professional animator. And the reason I'm applying for an internship at your animation studio is that I hope to utilize my knowledge and skills from my experiences in animation.
Alright. So, tell me a little about your qualifications and strengths.
Well, as I mentioned before, I am currently finishing my bachelor's degree in animation. Additionally, I have worked with local directors in computer-generated imagery. I've had experiences with them in different segments of the entertainment industry, including film, television, and video games. With regards to my strengths, I'd say my two main strengths are my attention to detail and my organizational skills. My attention to detail I developed while working as an assistant librarian. It was my job to go in and clean up, organize and prepare the library prior to public use. And I knew that if books were unorganized due to my negligence, then the public would begin to have a downgrading opinion of the library. So that really motivated me to pay close attention to what I was doing, and over time it stuck with me. My organizational skills now, it came from working as a manager for years at Leeds. Now I had to manage 5 employees, create schedules, track inventory and so on. And so that required a lot of time from me, and it had to be done right. So I definitely developed some skills from that.
Alright, thank you. Yeah. So, what are your weaknesses?
Well, sometimes I spend more time than necessary on a task, or take on tasks rather than sharing the load with my team. Although I've never missed a deadline for a project, it still takes effort to move on to another task. Additionally, I did have some difficulties with perspective drawing, but I pulled through with tutoring assistance and extra effort and completed it with a satisfactory average.
Describe a problem you have faced during the work of animation.
Well, I remember when I received an assignment to use manual animation and create an original scene. At first, I thought this would be impossible to achieve since the days of manual animation are over, and I'm very much better at computer-generated imagery. Now, with manual animation, you would have to draw multiple frames to depict a single action, and I'm not very good at that. So I spent a lot of time researching and a lot of time looking at the methods done back in the day, and I got to work. I practiced a lot. I sought help from people with experiences in that field, and I accomplished the task. In the end, the result was that I received an A with compliments from the teacher.
Why should I choose you for this position?
Well, as I mentioned before, I've received many national animation awards in high school. I had excelled in it from an early age, and I found a deep love and passion for this field. So as a result of this, I'm more willing to give 100% of my efforts and endeavors in this job, since it is my favorite thing to do. Also, I am very organized. In fact, if you check my resume, my references can tell you that I've never been late or random in any of my projects. I'm very attentive. I listen to people with keen focus. I strive to remain a respectful attitude toward everyone, no matter what the situation or how upsetting the situation. I am also a fast learner. I am willing to try new things, and I'm also very willing to take on more responsibility. I handle stress and personal problems well. I don't take them into the working environment at all. I try to remain a professional at all times. Finally, I can promise you that I will get the work done every time, and it will be done to the best of my abilities, which is at optimal performance.
Okay. How do you handle failure?
Well, I've always lived by the maxim that nobody is perfect, and I do realize this is a challenging field. So I'm relatively comfortable taking responsibility for my shortcomings. My approach is to figure out what I could change to avoid similar situations in the future. I look to my professional colleagues in similar jobs and co-workers at my organization for suggestions on how to improve. Also, well, sorry. I remember an experience while I was managing Lee's restaurant in 2010. I experienced a year without revenue growth after several years of substantial increases. As I analyzed the situation, I realized that some of my competitors were grabbing a segment of my customers by using online advertising or promotions and implementing a social media strategy. Now, I recognize the need to move aggressively into the future and master some digital marketing skills. I attended several workshops at the annual conference. I took a class in digital marketing and hired a tech-savvy intern to help introduce a new marketing strategy. We restructured our website, instituted a loyalty program, partnered with Groupon, and initiated a Facebook campaign. After implementing these changes, our revenues increased by 15% in the next quarter.
Tell me, how do you handle success?
Well, I like to maintain a consistent level of productivity and take both my successes and failures in stride. I try to learn from both and apply that knowledge to future situations. For example, while working as an animator by myself, just to try something, I remember when a big time local director, I landed one as a client, and I was very elated. I celebrated with my family and everything, and I also and acknowledge people who were instrumental in getting me to that point. And I also wrote down the process in my mind. I identified several strategies that contributed to my success, and I discussed new targets, and 6 months later I landed another top director.
Alright, that's it. Thanks, Mr. Jaden Stewart, for coming.
Thank you for having me, and I hope you consider me for this position.
Alright, sir.